ग्लोबल ट्रेड और सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की एक प्रमुख कड़ी के रूप में स्थापित करेंगे। फ्रेंड्स, आज ग्लोबल ऑर्डर में बड़ी उथल-पुथल है। ऐसे में भारत और यूरोपियन यूनियन की साझेदारी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सिस्टम में स्थिरता को मजबूती देगी। इस संदर्भ में आज हमने यूक्रेन, पश्चिमी एशिया, इंडो पैसिफिक सहित कई वैश्विक मुद्दों पर विस्तार से चर्चा की। मल्टीलेटरलिज्म और इंटरनेशनल नॉर्म्स का सम्मान हमारी साझी प्राथमिकता है। हम एकमत है कि आज के चैलेंजेस का समाधान करने के लिए ग्लोबल इंस्टीट्यूशंस का रिफॉर्म अनिवार्य है। फ्रेंड्स, राष्ट्रों के संबंधों में कभी-कभी ऐसा क्षण आता है जब इतिहास स्वयं कहता है, यहीं से दिशा बदली, यहीं से एक नया युग शुरू हुआ। भारत की और यूरोपियन यूनियन की यह ऐतिहासिक समिट वही क्षण है। मैं एक बार फिर इस अभूतपूर्व यात्रा के लिए, भारत के प्रति आपकी मित्रता के लिए और हमारे साझा भविष्य के प्रति आपकी प्रतिबद्धता के लिए प्रेसिडेंट कोस्टा और प्रेसिडेंट फॉन डेर लायन का हार्दिक धन्यवाद करता हूं। थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Request His Excellency, Mr. Antonio Costa, President of the European Council, to give his remarks to the media.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi, my dear friends, dear Ursula, Ministers, dear Skaya and Maros, good afternoon. Thank you, dear Prime Minister Modi, for welcoming us on this special occasion. We were privileged yesterday to be your chief guests for the Republic Day celebrations. Such an impressive display of India's capabilities and diversity. Today is a historic moment. We are opening a new chapter in our relations on trade, on security, on people-to-people ties. I'm the president of the European Council, but I'm also an overseas Indian citizen. Then, as you can imagine, for me, it has a special meaning. I'm very proud of my roots in Goa, where my father's family came from. And the connection between Europe and India is something personal to me. Also because we conclude today our trade negotiations. We relaunched at the latest meeting that I had the pleasure to host in May 2021 in my previous capacity. Our summit sends a clear message to the world. At a time when the global order is being fundamentally reshaped, the European Union and India stand together as a strategic and reliable partners. Today, we are taking our partnership to the next level. As the two largest democracies in the world, we are working hand in hand to deliver concrete benefits for our citizens and to shape a resilient global order that underpins peace and stability, economic growth, and sustainable development. I would like to share three messages. First, the European Union and India must work together towards our shared prosperity and security. India is the world's fastest growing major economy. Trade has flowed between our two continents for centuries. And trade is crucial geopolitical stabilizer and the fundamental source of economic growth. Trade agreements reinforce rules-based economic order and promote shared prosperity. That's why today's free trade agreement is of historic importance, one of the most ambitious agreements ever concluded, creating a market of 2 billion people. In a multipolar world, the European Union and India are working together to grow spheres of shared prosperity. But prosperity does not exist without security. Strengthen our cooperation to better protect our citizens and our shared interests. Working together to counter the full range of security threats we face in the Indo-Pacific, in Europe, and around the world, reaching a new level of strategic trust between us. That is the significance of our agreement on a security and defense partnership. The first such overarching defense and security framework between India and the European Union, and the first step towards even more ambitious cooperation in the future. This brings me to my second message. As the world's largest democracies and champions of multilateralism, the European Union and India share the responsibility to upholding the international law with the United Nations Charter at its core. Earlier this morning, we and Ursula and President Ursula had the opportunity to pay tribute to Mahatma Gandhi. And I reflected upon his words, which still hold true today, and I quoted, "Peace will not come out of a clash of arms, but out of justice lived and done by unarmed nations in the face of odds." Our summit reaffirmed our commitment to supporting efforts towards a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in Ukraine, one that fully respects Ukraine's independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. This is a key moment. We are supporting all efforts to reach a just and sustainable peace. Ukraine has shown its readiness, including at the cost of difficult compromise. I know, dear Prime Minister, that we can count on you to help creating conditions for peace through dialogue and diplomacy. And this is my final message. Together, we must show leadership on global issues. Cooperation between the European Union and India will help shape a more balanced, resilient, and inclusive global order. Just two examples. I'm proud of the commitments we are making for greater cooperation on clean energy, green transition, and climate resilience. And our collaboration through the Global Gateway and on the India-Middle East-Europe Economic Corridor is decisive for global connectivity. By implementing the ambitious Joint Comprehensive Strategic Agenda towards 2030, we will align our priorities with concrete actions for the next 5 years, delivering real benefits to our citizens. Today, we have tangible progress and set an example of cooperative leadership on global issues with our free trade agreement, our security and defense partnership, and our joint strategic agenda. These outcomes are crucial milestones on the longer path. We look forward to continuing the journey together, as always. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Her Excellency Ms. Ursula von der Leyen, President of the European Commission, to give her remarks to the media.
Dear Prime Minister Modi, distinguished friend, Antonio, my friend, ministers, especially Shankar and Guyal, Vice President Kallas, Commissioner Šefčovič, Excellencies, friends, thank you very much for the exceptional hospitality we experienced. It was such an honor for us to be your chief guests at the Republic Day yesterday. This is a memory I will carry for a lifetime, because the sense of communion was so powerful. People filled the streets united in pride and joy of belonging to the Indian nation, and rightfully so. India has risen, and Europe is truly glad about it, because when India succeeds, the world is more stable, more prosperous, and more secure, and we all benefit. Prime Minister Modi, dear friend, 1 year ago, the full College of Commissioners came to India. You mentioned it. And this is also a very special memory for me. It showed the seriousness of our intent and the strength of our commitment. Today, we reap the fruits of that commitment with our historic summit. And let me start with trade. Prime Minister, distinguished friend, we did it. We delivered the mother of all deals. We are creating a market of 2 billion people, and this is the tale of two giants, the world's second and fourth largest economies, two giants who choose partnership in a true win-win fashion. A strong message that cooperation is the best answer to global challenges. This trade will integrate further our supply chain and strengthen our joint manufacturing power. It will cut up to 4 billion euros in annual tariffs for exporters of all sizes. And it will create good jobs for millions of workers here in India and in Europe. At the same time, this agreement will build on the natural complementarity of our economies. It brings together Indian skills, services, and scale with Europe's technology, capital, and innovation. It will create levels of growth that neither side can achieve alone. And by combining these strengths, we reduce strategic dependencies at a time when trade is increasingly weaponized. We will discuss this and more at our first EU-India Business Forum later today. I want to offer a special word of thanks to the people who worked so hard to make this day a reality. Starting with the European Union's Trade Commissioner Maroš Šefčovič and his counterpart, India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. You have done an outstanding work. This is historic, and it would not have been possible without you. I also want to pay tribute to their colleagues, Sabine Weyand and Secretary Rajesh Agrawal. Many others made vital contributions. I congratulate you all. The hard work was worth it. Prime Minister, distinguished friend, we're not only making our economy stronger, we're also delivering security for our people in an increasingly insecure world. And today, the world's two largest economies and democracies launched their first ever security and defense partnership. This is a landmark departure and a trust-based platform for cooperation on the strategic issues that matter most. In doing so, we will help to build each other's resilience. Europe and India have a long history of cooperation in the defense industry, Now we will enhance this teamwork even further. We will deepen our cooperation on maritime security, for example, joint naval exercises to tackle piracy. And we will step up our work on countering cyber and hybrid threats, which are getting more sophisticated by the day. And our partnership includes a dedicated dialogue on space security, from situational awareness to secure connectivity, and stronger cooperation on counterterrorism. Finally, we are launching negotiations on a security of information agreement. Europe and India have chosen to be reliable partners to one another, and this is how we demonstrate the trust we share. Prime Minister Modi, distinguished friend, I want to turn to innovation, because here too we share core values. The freedom of research and science is paramount for us. Europe and India will always choose science. We will always choose progress, the way forward. We will always choose technology at the service of our people. It's part of who we are. And our cooperation on human-centric, trustworthy artificial intelligence is one of the best examples. So today I'm glad to announce that we are working on India's association with Horizon Europe. Backed by funding firepower of 100 billion euros, Horizon is the world's largest public research program. And I can't wait for our best talents to get to work to advance health, clean energy, frontier technologies, just to name some. We will set up EU-India innovation hubs. This will help researchers and startups to collaborate on next-generation technology. And we are also launching the EU-India Startup Partnership to boost co-creation and high-potential ventures. Finally, Prime Minister dear Narendra, we both know our greatest wealth are our people. That is why I'm so glad that we are signing an agreement on mobility. We will facilitate the movement of students, researchers, seasonal and highly skilled workers. And this is also why we are launching the first EU legal gateway office in India. It will be a one-stop hub to support Indian talent moving to Europe in full alignment with EU member states' needs and policies. This is good for our economies. This is good for the friendship between our people. And this openness benefits us all. As we conclude this 16th summit, let me reflect on another event of deep meaning. 2 weeks ago, India marked Makar Sankranti. It's the beginning of Uttarayan, the sun's northward journey. From darkness to light, from stillness to growth, from what was to what can be. And that is what makes our summit so unique and timely. The time is right for renewal, for fresh momentum, and for opening a new chapter in EU-India friendship. And this is exactly what we have achieved together today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we conclude the press statements. Thank you very much for your presence.
आइए सर आइए। हाँ भैया, कैसे साइड हो जाऊँ? अरे यार पीछे कर दो थोड़ा सा भाई।
सर DLI 2.0 की क्या तैयारी है सर, कब तक
पीछे कर लो यार।
सबका बूम आगे आ जाओ, बूम ले लो।
हिलाओ मत भाई।
सबका आ गया बूम?
जी सर।
आज आपने देखा किस तरह से हमारे स्टार्टअप्स ने सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स के डिज़ाइन, जो डिज़ाइन लिंक्ड इंसेंटिव सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन के अंतर्गत एक महत्वपूर्ण कंपोनेंट था DLI, उसमें किस तरह से हमारे स्टार्टअप्स ने सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स डिज़ाइन की है, डिज़ाइन करके उनका प्रोडक्शन किया है और करीब करीब 430 करोड़ रुपए का वेंचर कैपिटल फंडिंग भी उनके पास आया है। करीब 24 स्टार्टअप्स ने DLI में पार्टिसिपेट किया और उसमें से 14 स्टार्टअप्स हैव गॉट VC फंडिंग। ये बहुत बड़ा एक सिग्नल है जो कि देश के लिए बहुत बड़ी उपलब्धि है। जो वर्षों से ड्रीम था कि भारत की कंपनियां सेमीकंडक्टर चिप डिज़ाइन करें, भारत में सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स मैन्युफैक्चर हो और भारत में एक आत्मनिर्भरता का नया आयाम बने। प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने इसी संकल्प के साथ इंडिया सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन आरंभ किया था और आज उसके 4 वर्ष पूरे होने पे 10 प्रोजेक्ट्स कंस्ट्रक्शन में हैं, 4 प्रोजेक्ट्स इस साल प्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट करेंगे। 24 स्टार्टअप्स ने सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स डिज़ाइन की है और 315 एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट्स में 67,000 स्टूडेंट्स ने सेमीकंडक्टर चिप्स के डिज़ाइन की ट्रेनिंग ली है। बहुत कम समय में ये जो उपलब्धि है, इसके पीछे प्रधानमंत्री जी का क्लियर विजन, फोकस्ड एग्जीक्यूशन और पूरे देश में जो हमारा टैलेंट है सेमीकंडक्टर की फील्ड में, उस टैलेंट को मेरा बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन। और आगे आने वाले समय में सेमीकंडक्टर की फील्ड में और बड़े स्टेप्स लिए जाएंगे, जिससे कि जिस लेवल पे अभी पहुँचे हैं उससे नेक्स्ट लेवल पे जा सके। हम 6 सिस्टम्स, कंप्यूट, RF, नेटवर्किंग, पावर, सेंसर और मेमोरी, in these 6 systems we will create India's own IP through the India Semiconductor Mission, so that we are able to manufacture and design practically every major equipment in our country. With these 6 systems, we practically can manufacture 70-75% of all the major defense, consumer electronics, industrial electronics, and the critical other applications that we need. And as we go into 2029, by the time the Semicon 2.0 would also be maturing, India will become a major player in semiconductor industry. And we have also mapped out the path for going from 28 nanometer to 7 nanometer to 3 nanometer to 2 nanometers. We have studied how Taiwan, Japan, South Korea and other countries have done this journey, and after studying that and based on the talent that we have charted out our path towards 2 nanometer in the coming years. By 2035, the entire world now believes that India will be among the most important semiconductor nations in the world. Our SCL upgradation project is also moving forward very good, and this year we will have the Deep Tech Awards instituted, so that semiconductor industry, AI, bio, space, many sectors which have deep tech startups working in our country, they will be recognized by the society and recognized by the government as a part of the Deep Tech Awards. Thank you, friends. चलिए सब लंच के लिए चल
अपना हक मांगते, अरे हम तो अपना हक मांगते। अरे हम तो अपना हक मांगते, नहीं किसी से भीख मांगते। अरे हम तो अपना हक मांगते, नहीं किसी से भीख मांगते। अरे हम तो अपना हक मांगते, नहीं किसी से भीख मांगते। अरे हम तो
मेरा नाम नेहा शर्मा है। हम यहाँ पे इसलिए प्रोटेस्ट कर रहे हैं कि हमें एनएलयू यहाँ जम्मू में चाहिए, ना कि कश्मीर में।
जिस तरह वो कह रहे हैं कि जम्मू में एम्स मिला, आईआईटी मिला, आईआईएम मिला, तो कश्मीर को
तो कश्मीर में भी तो बड़ी सारी चीजें वहाँ मिली हैं, इसलिए हमें जम्मू में चाहिए, इसलिए हमें जस्टिस।
मुरुगन जी और सारे अधिकारी थे। फ्लोर लीडर्स ने कई सजेशंस दिए हैं, हमने सब नोट किया है। हमारा तरफ से एक अपील किया गया है कि ये बजट सेशन है और साल का पहला पार्लियामेंट सेशन है, तो शुरुआत 28 तारीख यानी कि कल आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी का अभिभाषण से शुरू होगी। ज्वाइंट सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट कल 11 बजे तय किया गया है और 29 तारीख को इकोनॉमिक सर्वे पेश किया जाएगा और 1 तारीख जो तय किया गया है नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सरकार आने के बाद 1 फरवरी को आम बजट पेश किया जाएगा। और ये बजट सेशन का पहला पार्ट राष्ट्रपति का अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव होगा, उस पर चर्चा होगी। फिर उसके बाद बजट पे दोनों सदन में चर्चा होगा। हम लोगों ने सारा मेंबर्स को रिक्वेस्ट किया है कि सब पार्टी सहयोग करें और हमारे संसद को सुचारू रूप से चलाने में सब योगदान करें। अलग अलग इश्यूज पे मत आया है। हमने कहा है कि पार्लियामेंट में हर विषय पे चर्चा अलग अलग नियम के मुताबिक होते हैं। राष्ट्रपति का अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव होगा, उसमें बहुत सारे मुद्दे मेंबर्स रख सकते हैं। उसके बाद आम बजट पर जब चर्चा होगा तब भी पूरे मेंबर्स को फ्रीडम है कई मुद्दे पर चर्चा करके अपना बात रखने के लिए। टोटल 51 मेंबर्स और 39 पार्टीज़ का ये बैठक है और 39 पार्टीज़ का प्रतिनिधि ने अपने अपने पार्टी के तरफ से यहाँ बात रखा है। मैं फिर से अपील करता हूँ सारे पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ के फ्लोर लीडर्स को कि हमारा भारत का लोकतंत्र दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा लोकतंत्र है पार्लियामेंट्री डेमोक्रेसी, संसदीय परंपरा जो हम कई सालों से स्थापित करके दुनिया के सामने में दिखाते आए हैं, उसको हम बनाए रखें। और जो लोकतंत्र में हमको लोग चुन करके मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट बनाते हैं, सदन में भेजते हैं, अपना बात रखने के लिए, देश के लोगों को अपना बात संसद के माध्यम से पहुंचाने के लिए, अपने अपने कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी के बात रखने के लिए एमपीज सदन में आते हैं। तो इसलिए हंगामा ना हो, नियम के तहत चर्चा हो और एक दूसरा का बात सुना जाए। लोकतंत्र में आपका जितना बोलने का आज़ादी है, उतना ही आपका दायित्व है कि दूसरा का बात भी सुने। अलग अलग पार्टी के लोग, अलग अलग आइडियोलॉजी के लोग चुन के आते हैं सदन में, सबका मत में भिन्न होगा, सबका बात सुनना होगा। माय सिंसियर अपील on behalf of the government to all the honorable members that in our parliamentary democracy we have been elected to speak, to represent on behalf of the people, to speak for the people. So we must, while exercising our right to speak, we also have duty to listen to the members of other political parties so that our parliamentary democracy can continue to function with full vibrancy. We are proud of India's parliamentary democracy. Recently, the Commonwealth Nations Conference of Presiding Officers and Speakers was conducted successfully, and many presiding officers and speakers of Commonwealth nations have appreciated the Indian parliamentary system, and also they had very high words about the inaugural address made by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. So let us preserve our rich parliamentary democratic system and also together guide our nation towards Viksit Bharat. Thank you. कई मुद्दे रखे हैं. Many members have raised many issues during the all-party floor leaders meeting. We have noted down, and I've also asked the honorable members that during the motion of thanks to the honorable President's address, various issues can be raised and spoken during the debate and discussion, and also during the budget, because the first part of the budget session will be fully devoted to motion of thanks to the President and on the discussion of the general budget. So first part is devoted to two main business, and in the second part of the budget session, from 9 March to 2nd April, we will also discuss on the demands for grants on some ministries, and also we can take up if any important bills or business are there with the consent of both the chair, and also we will put up in the business advisory committee to be taken up for any matter which is urgent. But since this is a budget session, the main focus of this session will be on the budget. ऐसे नहीं है. I have already informed the honorable members that this is the first session of the year. Normally, the bulletin is issued, bulletin part 2 is issued, and list of the intention of the government's business is also circulated after the President's address. However, I am prepared to share the list. I have told our officers to share the list. That is not an issue. The main issue is how to run the house smoothly and also contribute richly the experiences and ideas of all the honorable members. So that is what we are expecting from this budget session. That is As per the procedure, the matter has been referred to the committee constituted by the Honorable Speaker with the consent of the House, and the process is on. So while the committee is discharging its duty, we are waiting for the report to come. Before that, I cannot pass any comment. I want to put the record very straight. Last time, many political parties, in fact, all the opposition parties, had demanded a discussion on SIR, and government had expanded the scope. We had taken up the election reforms where the SIR issue was also been included. And thorough marathon discussion took place in both the houses, in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. All the honorable members were given ample time. In fact, parties exhausted their energy to complete the time and duration given. And thereafter, if they seek another debate discussion, that will be uncalled for, because thoroughly this was discussed. And there are many issues in the country, but as I said, this session is devoted to budget. Budget is extremely critical for the future of the nation, for the welfare of the citizens of India. This is a constitutional mandate given to the parliament to pass the budget, discuss, deliberate, and finally pass the budget. So we will be devoted to that. Before budget, Honorable President will guide us the way forward and also report the achievements of the government. So please wait for Honorable President's address tomorrow at 11 a.m. both the houses, joint session of the parliament. कई मुद्दे आए, अभी मैं गिन के नहीं बता सकता हूं, क्योंकि एक एक एमपी, एक एक फ्लोर लीडर ने कम से कम 12-15 इश्यूज रखे हैं. सबका मिलेंगे तो 400-500 मुद्दा हो जाएगा. इसलिए एक एक मुद्दे पे अभी हम केंद्रित नहीं करेंगे. सामूहिक हमने इतना ही कहा है कि सबका पॉइंट्स हमने नोट किए हैं, मगर ये सेशन बजट सेशन है, बजट पे ही केंद्रित रहना चाहिए. Many issues were raised. Do you see any possibility of a discussion on that issue again after it was passed? Once the law is before the nation, we have to follow it. Once a bill is placed in the House, passed by the Parliament, becomes an act, and in the process of implementation, we can reverse the gear and bring back and go back to the past. It cannot happen. And moreover, members are free to raise the issue, but we have to follow the constitutionalities, rules, regulations, and conventions of the House. Thank you.
Another thing, since you just said that, you have prepared a list of the legislative agenda that the government intends to bring, which you will
We will circulate. I have told you the convention that normally intention of the government can also be heard during President's address. So after that, bulletin is issued. But however, I have told them we will share it, no problem. Okay, thank you very much. आज ऑल पार्टी फ्लोर लीडर्स मीटिंग लंबी मीटिंग चली, सबको अपने अपने बात रखने का पूरा मौका मिला और फ्लोर लीडर्स का इस मीटिंग का चेयर आदरणीय रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह जी ने किया और नेता सदन राज्यसभा जेपी नड्डा जी, मैं, मेघवाल जी, मुरुगन जी और सारे अधिकारी थे। फ्लोर लीडर्स ने कई सजेशंस दिए हैं, हमने सब नोट किया है। हमारा तरफ से एक अपील किया गया है कि ये बजट सेशन है और साल का पहला पार्लियामेंट सेशन है, तो शुरुआत 28 तारीख यानी कि कल आदरणीय राष्ट्रपति जी का अभिभाषण से शुरू होगी। ज्वाइंट सेशन ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट कल 11 बजे तय किया गया है और 29 तारीख को इकोनॉमिक सर्वे पेश किया जाएगा और 1 तारीख जो तय किया गया है नरेंद्र मोदी जी का सरकार आने के बाद 1 फरवरी को आम बजट पेश किया जाएगा और ये बजट सेशन का पहला पार्ट राष्ट्रपति का अभिभाषण पर धन्यवाद प्रस्ताव होगा, उस पर चर्चा होगी। फिर उसके बाद बजट पे दोनों सदन में चर्चा होगा। हम लोगों ने सारा मेंबर्स को रिक्वेस्ट किया है कि सब पार्टी सहयोग करें और हमारे संसद को सुचारू रूप से चलाने में सब योगदान करें। अलग अलग इश्यूज पे मत आया है। हमने कहा है कि पार्लियामेंट में हर विषय पे चर्चा
very much. Election Commission already announced election schedule earlier, and they have selected a 64 returning officer, and their submission already scrutiny is finalized. Our preparation is ongoing process, and law and order situation hopefully under control. And all political party, all political candidates, and civil society and our citizen spontaneously, hopefully join these purposes. And last moment, Election Commission already take necessary all steps to free, fair, and credible election in Bangladesh.
There is a concern from some corner the law and order situation, particularly the vulnerable groups like the minorities, security situation. What are the preparations you have taken so far?
Well, our intelligence agency already took information where is the vulnerability in the region. Election Commission take a preventive measure so that nobody can disturb or nobody can hamper good casting ethnical group or minorities, and all agencies have been doing their job as per their instructions. So I strongly announce that nobody can hamper their casting their vote.
But so far there have been reported some violent incidents across the country, particularly the killing of one of the potential candidates, Mr. Osman Hadi, and after that there were some cases reported. So what is the extra measures you have taken?
After killing Usman Hadi's incident, Election Commission will take quick actions. All agencies, head of the department in Bangladesh, they have a closed door meeting and they have given a serious instruction. Further, this type of incident have been occurred. So hopefully, in this incident, maybe not occur in future.
Can you describe how many voters you are expected to vote in the election and how many candidates are running for the 300 seats in Bangladesh Parliament?
A lot of candidates, near about 1700 something maybe candidate already been taken in this election. Some candidate they have applied in High Court their cancellation. After this issue will be solved, then candidate will be exactly said.